Hi, welcome to Follow the Reader, a mini video series in which I interview a member of our community to share our thoughts on books, reading, and the library. My name is Karen Leahy, and I'm the Digital Services Librarian at the South Kingstown Library. Today, I'm joined by Lindsay Madom, who is part of our Board of Trustees. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do with the Board of Trustees?
Sure. We meet on a monthly basis, and we basically kind of oversee the process of the library. We're really involved with the director and a lot of the goings on and the things that are planned. We kind of oversee all of that stuff, and also some of the financials and just the way that the community interacts with the library as well, I think.
Okay. And if someone else was considering joining a community board or group like that, how would you encourage them to do so?
So first off, I just want to say that it's actually really fun to be on a board. I think there's so many benefits to it in that it brings together a whole bunch of different people from different walks of life, different ages, different backgrounds, different jobs. And everybody kind of brings their own strength. So I think it's actually such a fun thing to do. If people wanted to get involved, I would say the most important thing is to try to figure out what your passion is. I mean, I really love libraries. I grew up loving libraries, and we might get into that a little bit later, but I think if you're passionate about it, then you're going to be interested in, giving your time and putting your time in, whether it's like the land trust or an animal shelter or something like that. I think that's like the most important thing. And then just kind of reaching out to see what's available, I guess. I was actually just in the library and saw that there was an opening on the board. And so I applied for the position and I got it. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. So let's jump right in. What are you reading right now?
So I am reading one of the Outlander series. This is the 9th book. It just recently came out. It's called Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone. It's by Diana Gabaldon. And it's, like I said, it's the 9th book. I think she's probably going to do a 10th. So I've gotten got a little locked into those books because it's very historical fiction. It kind of takes you away to another place, which is really the kind of reading that I love, with character development and all that stuff. And it just gets into really big detail. So it's funny, I haven't actually read one of her books in probably a year and a half or two, because she just came out with this book, and I just feel like I'm just right back in. I'm like, who are the characters? And it's so fun. So that's what I'm reading right now.
Awesome. You're enjoying it?
I am loving it. I'm loving it. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And do you have a favorite book that you've read recently?
Yeah, I have that here too. So I'd say the two of my most favorite books that I've read recently were by Amor Towles. I think I'm saying that correctly. He wrote The Gentleman in Moscow and also The Lincoln Highway. That's his most recent, The Lincoln Highway. So I kind of had heard multiple recommendations for The Gentleman in Moscow, and I did an audiobook of it, and it was just so awesome. Again, like just very colorful cast of characters, a lot of like kind of historical fiction involved in it, a lot of humor too, which was great, and just a story, and kind of the same with The Lincoln Highway. And one takes place in Moscow and one takes place in the United States, but just a lot of historical fact in it, and then just the story and the adventure of both the books I really enjoyed.
Awesome. Do you use a bookmark?
I do. So I do audiobooks. I do them through the library, but I mostly like to read a physical book. I love having it in my hand. So I actually have these are my bookmarks, which is so silly. They're so broken and torn. My twins made these for me. I don't know if you could see them.
Yeah.
They made them for me in preschool, and they're 14 now. So they've been through some books and they're delaminating, but I don't know, I've just kind of stuck with them. I love them. They're obviously remind me of my kids, and I love that they're kind of worn and torn.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Do you have a favorite reading snack or drink?
I feel like that's kind of boring for me. It would probably be coffee. I do like to kind of cuddle up and drink something warm, maybe if I'm reading at night, I might have a glass of wine, but probably mostly coffee.
Yeah. And do you have a favorite place to read?
So there's this place in my house that is kind of right next to a window, and it's like a small, almost like a love seat. And it gets so much light. I can kind of curl up with a blanket and, have my coffee and read my book. And I love that spot.
Awesome. And what do you love about the library?
So honestly, I think what I love about the library are the books. I love physical books. I think people are moving so much more towards audiobooks and, Kindle books and things like that. And I just love the physical books. It's funny, when I had my interview to be on the library board at the town council, which at the time I didn't even know I was going to have an interview. So I thought I was kind of just showing up and turning an application in, and all of a sudden I'm being interviewed. Probably should have known that before I went, but they asked me a similar question, and I'm like, I just love the smell of library books. Like there's so much history to them. They just have that kind of like old, almost like historical feel to them. I don't know. So really, I think the books.
Yeah.
And also the other thing I'd say is the community that's created through the library and how people feel kind of at home there. I can't think of anybody I've ever spoken to that has something negative to say about a library. I think it's that kind of warm, fuzzy feeling within the community, which is really special.
Okay, great. And do you have a specific special memory of this library or any library that you want to share with us?
So I think a special memory of a library for me would be when I was growing up. I grew up in Poughkeepsie, New York, which is like just north of New York City. And the library that we used to go to was called Adrian's Memorial Library. And it was similar to the Peacedale Library in that it was this beautiful old, like historic building. And I just remember when I was younger, I'd go with my mom or I'd go with my grandmother, and we'd walk up the stair, these grand stairs outside, and we'd walk in, and it was just this grand space, especially when I was so little. And this historical building with all the shadow boxing and the huge chandeliers and, the lighting at the desks. And of course they had like the old card catalog that was like in those small drawers that we would go to. And it just, I don't know, there was something so kind of mysterious about it and like magical, I think. I'm sure it would feel less grand now that I'm big. But I just remember it being like really mysterious and magical and grand.
Oh, yeah. That's such a great way to describe it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you so much for participating in Follow the Reader today. Would you like to nominate the next reader?
I know, I've been thinking about that, and I'm like, who could I nominate? I feel like I need to get back to you on that one.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know and I will get in contact with them to do so.
Okay.
And so that's all for now and today on Follow the Reader. See you next time.
Great. Thanks so much.